We need at least 3K likes. So make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe. Okay, and then we'll start. Is this Forex? No, this is not Forex, but this is the stock market. We look at some crypto as well. Okay, we got Mex's class coming up in 4 minutes. All right, let me put this real quick. The class is starting soon. All right. But anyways, if you look at the SPY right now, the first thing you have to realize and that you have to know is that this goes much higher, okay? The S&P 500 or the Qs, this goes much higher. All right? This goes much higher. This is something that we've been talking about since the Qs was way down here, okay? We've been telling you to please buy. Please buy. Okay, that's what we've been telling you to buy. We've been telling you to please buy right here. We told you to please buy right here. We told you to please buy right here. We're telling you again, man. You got to make sure you please buy this dip. That could we go further? Who knows? I mean, last week we went live and we told you guys to please buy that dip. Now what you have is a great bounce, but you have it also coming up on a rejection point. The 435 area is a very important area that you want to pay attention to if you are trading, okay? If you guys remember 435, this was 2 weeks ago. We were telling you if it crossed below 435, yes, you want to get puts. Why? Because that is a huge demand level that you saw right here. Now, what you have to know is that this is a demand turned resistance, okay? So now that we got this pump from 412, if you weren't buying this dip from 413 to 430, I mean, you basically missed the call move, okay? So now you don't want to try to FOMO in at the top. Instead, you want to wait $4 for this to give you even more confirmation and start closing back above 435, okay? I promise you, if you start doing that, it'll be easier for you to be more bullish, okay? So that's the first thing that you want to make sure you do. Next week, you want to make sure you get a close above 435 on the Qs for continuation higher, okay? That's the main thing. All right, so that's the main thing I'm watching for the Qs. Now we know this goes much higher. Okay, we have price targets on the Qs to 470, potentially even 500. We have we have the S&P 500 going to maybe 600. Okay, so buckle up. The rally is going to continue to move upwards. And what you want to make sure you're doing is that you're getting great dip buys. And that's why we look at individual stocks. That's why I begged you guys to get into crypto miners. Literally, man, if you haven't watched the YouTube video from last week, just go to the link in the bio, click the YouTube. I begged you guys to get into these crypto miners. And you best believe they're going to continue to go up. Okay? Crypto miners, I'm telling you right now, man. Please, bro. Please, 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 please. If you're in the Discord, you already know we're up over 100%. Now, let me before I show you guys this, man, I gotta make sure we have a class schedule in the Discord as well. If you want free access, just go to the link in the bio, click free access on the Discord, and then go there. But we have a class today, so I gotta make sure I'm updating the community on the class, okay? But let me just say the classes start soon. Class. So the class getting ready, man. The class getting ready, man. Okay? Class getting ready. Okay. So, if you guys are in the Discord, we've been, first of all, this past week we went 4 for 4. We caught Apple. We caught Billy. If pay attention to when I start talking about China, okay? I'm just going to do a little brief review. We talked about Billy, 240%, Baidu, 110%.
What's up, guys?
145%. We made a bunch of money on Baidu, over $3,000 on Baidu. Futu, over 145%. And then the crypto miner is what I want to get into. So I'm so excited right now because I know there's so much money to be made at this particular time because we got a pullback.
Waiting like a minute more just to make sure.
And with the information that we know that small caps and crypto miners, they're going to go crazy. So we told you guys to get these crypto miner or Riot calls literally April 19th, Friday, before we had that live stream, okay? Riot was sitting at $8.71. We got the September calls. I can show you guys this now because in the Discord we're already up over 100%. So I'm gonna show you guys now just because it don't really matter now. We cooking up and we're gonna continue to cook up. But the September calls, these were $25 calls.
All right,
these,
guys.
These are
so
up over 100%, and we still have 4 or 5 months out on them. Okay.
Pretty much,
So the reason that's important is because if you look at
if anybody
Riot,
has any questions,
if you look at Riot,
you are
what you have to realize is that
to
Riot had the
unmute your
highest
mic
volume that it's
and
had
ask away.
this entire
Once you
rally,
ask
this
your
entire
question,
leg up that
all
it's
I
had.
say is to
Riot has
please
had
be
the
mindful
highest
of
amount of
everybody
volume
else and
just
mute
this
your
past
mic
week.
again.
Okay, now that's important because this is about to accelerate. This is about to happen very quickly. And the reason I'm saying that is because, and this goes for all crypto miners, okay? If Mara,
somebody
if
just
you're looking at
confirm
CLSK,
they can see
if you're looking
my
at BT, I just think
screen.
Riot is going to outperform most of those. That's just my personal opinion. But if you look at Riot from the past,
all right, guys. So we're gonna be going over
the past
SPY.
time we had that massive bull rally in
And
2020,
very simple.
COVID in 2021,
Nothing
the market was
complicated.
stupid. You had Bitcoin at 60K,
A
you
lot of
had
people trying to
Riot
make the markets a
going
little bit
all
more
the way to
complicated than it needs to be, but
$79.
as you can see, I've taken away
Okay.
all indicators.
Now, what's gonna happen with
Anything
Riot
that
and most
Give
Bitcoin
us any
miners
type of
and
noise.
crypto miners is that they're
And the
gonna
only thing we're gonna be
accelerate.
paying
They're
attention
gonna
to
start
pretty much
going up quicker than you can blink.
Is
Okay,
the formation
this move
of the
from
trend.
let's just say from $22. This was $20 right here, February
attention
1st.
to two indicators.
This thing went up all the way to $79
if you know
by
this already,
February 16th.
Great. If you don't,
Okay, I'm
then
not
hopefully
lying to you.
this will give
February
you a little bit more
16th,
insight
this thing went all the way to
on
$79.
what you should be paying attention to,
and it was
when trading
$20
SPY or
right
any
here.
ETF for
Okay,
that matter.
now if you come over here
And that's
going
going
to
to be
back,
your VIX.
look, man, you got the
And
bargain of a century,
your
and you
Dixie,
need to
which
pay
is
attention because look,
DXY,
I'm gonna come
which is
back.
US dollar.
I'm literally gonna come back. You guys have been seeing
So
this
right now
for
we're
2
looking at
years.
the
I've been coming
SPY,
back,
and this is
asking
where
you,
we're
did you
at.
buy?
You know, we
Did
had
you
a
make some money?
pullback, and then
We
we
made
kind
a
of
lot of
popped
money.
back up.
Did you
The
make some
first
money
thing I
because
want to
we
look
come on here
at
live and give you
is
free
I want to
information?
see where the VIX
Let me
is.
see how my
So
boy
let's go to
mixes
the
up.
VIX.
Okay, his class is going, man. His class is going, man. I'm telling you, if you're not in the free Discord, the link is in the bio.
Somebody has the.
Yeah,
Never
he
mind.
went over. He got
If
classes
anybody
in session
has
in the Discord.
access
Go to the link
to it,
about, click the free access. You can literally go in there and get free
just because I'm not paying
access.
attention
But
to that.
Riot, if you're not paying attention to crypto miners, pay attention to crypto miners. I told you last week when it was $8. Now it went all the way up to $12.
Okay.
I'm
So-
anticipating Riot. Hold your breath here. Hold your breath
Voice,
here.
if you hear my
I'm
voice,
anticipating
can
Riot
you mute the
to,
person that has their mic on? I'm not
definitely
really
get to
paying attention
$50.
to
Okay, let's just go
the
over the
channel
minimum.
itself
Okay,
in
before
terms
we
of who has their
before
mic
we
on
get
or
really
off.
crazy,
you
I'm
can mute
definitely
them, I appreciate
anticipating
that, bro.
Riot to get to $50. That's where the 618 is right now, right? So that's
Yo, y'all
that's
can't hear me, can y'all?
if you guys know anything about the
I
Fibonacci,
can
you
hear
know the Fibonacci is very accurate when
Oh
it's
shit, you
determining
talking about me?
support and
I
resistance,
thought my mic was off.
resistances and 50%
No, it's not.
retracements, etc.
It's
So
all good, man.
we
Just
believe
put it
this is
on
gonna
mute,
get to
please.
$50. Now I even believe
Again,
this can get
for anybody
to
that's just
around
joining us, if you
$100
don't mind,
and $25.
we have a lot of people watching
And that's
this.
just the
There's no problem for
1.618.
you to unmute your mic when you have a question.
Okay, and the reason I
Afterwards,
think it's
please
going to
put it
end up
back on
getting
mute just
to
be
around there
respectful
is because if
to
we look
everybody
at the
else
last
watching.
run,
Also,
okay, we
these
like looking
classes
at previous
are
data.
recorded,
Okay,
if I'm
that's
not mistaken,
mainly
so we
what the
don't
stock
want
market is a lot of the
unnecessary
time.
noise.
But if you look
So
at
people
the
that missed the
previous
class
data from
can
this
go
run up
ahead
and you take the
and watch it
Fibonacci
at
to
a
the
later
top to the
time
bottom,
without
you have the
without any
$28,
kind of
which is where I
distractions,
said the
unless, of
$50
course,
is
there's
going to
any
get on this
viable
run, right?
questions that
Which
you
is
need to
okay.
unmute
It's
your
going to
mic.
get there.
Other than that,
And if you
please
look
mute
right
your
there,
mic.
you had that rejection
So
point and then
getting
it
back
dumped a
right
little
into
bit.
it,
But I think the
before I jump
1.618, which
into
is
an ETF,
$74 from that
mainly
previous
a
run,
duck SPY,
it got there.
and the reason
It
being
literally
behind
got
it
there.
is this year I
Okay,
wanted to
and
really
this was the
focus on
previous run. This was
being a master
from this
of one
leg,
type of
from this
stock.
leg. This
You
went
don't
all the way
have
to
to
the
be a
1.618.
person that
Okay,
jumps into 20
so if we
stocks,
come
30
over here
stocks,
and look
10
at
stocks,
this
6
run
stocks to be
to
successful
this
in the
run,
markets. But what you
we can
do
go to
need
the
to be is
1.618, and it could
a
potentially
master
get to
at
100 and
whatever
plus
stocks
dollars,
you're trading.
and it's sitting
One,
at 11.
you
Okay,
have
so
to
when
know
I
it
tell
by
you guys
the,
to look
like
at
the
these
back of
crypto
your
miners,
hand,
like we've been, if you go to
the
the
ins and
YouTube,
outs,
we caught each run
the
up. We caught the
behaviors of
CLSK
how
run up.
liquidity goes
We can
in
look at
and
those. I know you
outside
guys
of the
got
market.
questions. I know you guys want to look at individual stocks,
And
etc.
it's
We will
been
look at those, but I'm just so
experience
passionate about what I'm telling you guys right now
that the less
because
I
look, man, I got a
focus
gut
on
feeling.
multiple
Just
types
like
of
China right
stocks
now. Okay,
and
most of my
really
money is
hone
going
in on one or
towards
two or
China
three
and
types of
these
stocks at
Bitcoin
any
miners.
given week,
And if you look
day,
at
or month,
just this past week, we went
my
4 for 4
trades
on
have
China,
been more
Billy
successful.
Baidu, Futu, and then 100%
The misconception when you
on
first
crypto
start
miners because of the information I'm telling you right now.
is
Now
for
you
you to
are
make
late. The
money
Discord
in
was
the
getting it
markets,
before. Okay, they're
you need
getting
to
it,
have as many tickers or
live.
stocks open
But I
to
tune
see
into
where
these
the best
Sundays. I do it
opportunities
for free
are.
because I like
And it's
seeing
not
people make
necessarily
money. And if you
incorrect.
look at CLSK,
But
we
when
called
you're
CLSK
starting
back when it
out,
was
or you
$7,
still
and it went all the way to
haven't found your
$20 during
niche,
that
meaning
run.
your
This is going
trading
to end up going
strategy,
much higher as well.
you're trying to
Okay,
tackle
so
too
please pay
many
attention
things
to
at
these Bitcoin miners.
once.
Look, I'm done on my little rant.
My
I just really
recommendation,
believe these Bitcoin miners
if you
and these
want to
crypto
truly
miners
be
is something that, look,
successful,
man, if you want some high potential
try to
rewards,
zone in on one
this
or
is what
three
you want to look for.
stocks
Okay,
that you
these are
can
things that
master
aren't cooked up.
like the back
This
of your
is look.
hand,
Do you
coupled
think
with your
people are more? Do you
strategy,
think more? Do you think people
your
are more
mental
inclined
fortitude.
to invest into something like Meta,
And once
which
you have
has
mastered
already
all those
made its
three
all-time high? First
things
of all, this is the all-time
with
high
those
back in
few stocks,
2021.
then you can
Now this is the all-time high
amplify
back in
and
2024. Where do you think the
expand on
profits are
3,
going to
4,
go? Where do you
5,
think
6,
people
7, 8,
that are
9
taking
stocks,
profits right here?
and
Where
you
do you
will
think they're going to
see
put
the
their money? I mean,
difference
we can
in
go to
terms of your
Microsoft. These are
success rate
trillion-dollar companies. We can go to
and your
Microsoft. Where do you think people
consistency.
are going to put their money?
The people that
Trillions
are
of dollars.
able to do
Do you think they're
5,
going to put
6,
it
7 different
back
types
into
of
Microsoft
trades
and
on various
basically
stocks,
not make as much as they
mainly
not make
speaking
as much
of
as
the
they would
admin,
when they got it right
is
here
because
back
they
at
have
254?
mastered a
They
certain
basically doubled their
strategy,
money.
a certain type of
So they're gonna start looking for riskier assets. These riskier assets are gonna
trading
include,
procedures
crypto miners,
and
which is my
rules
favorite,
that have
which is
functioned
currently
with them
sitting at
time and time
3
again, that they can
billion.
replicate that with other
3 billion.
stocks they're trading.
So all this has to do is get to 30 billion.
But when you're
I know you guys
starting out,
remember the MSTR
I
call when
believe
I was
that's a
telling you
lot
guys
of
to please
noise.
buy it at $200, right?
It leads to a
If you
lot
go,
of
if you
missteps
ah man, this
and
is hilarious now
backtracking.
that we look back at it, right?
So that is my
I've made so
recommendation,
much
and that's
money
one of the things
on
that I
MSTR.
decided that I want to
We've
really
made so much
master,
money
the
on
type
MSTR
of
inside the Discord because
trading
this is something
style
that
that
I gave you
I
guys at $200. I
understand,
literally
because
told you
everybody
to
has
buy
their
and hold.
style.
If you go back on TikTok and you
And
look at
that's
the
why
videos that
I
we have
started
right
mainly
now,
focusing
I
on
literally
SPY,
put the
and I've
best
seen the
investment,
results of
the
that,
best
where the
investment you can get
consistency,
into.
my
I
win
think this
rate,
was
let's
6
say
or
last
7,
year
8
was
months
around
ago.
60
MSTR was sitting at
to maybe
$400,
70% at times in a
$300.
month,
I told you to get
and
an
I've been able
MSTR
to
is going
increase
to
it now
3K.
to
Begged you,
85
and it went all
to
the way to
90%
2,000, and you
on a
best believe
month's
this is
time.
going to end up getting a 3K. Okay?
And that wasn't by
And this
coincidence.
was something that was sitting at
That's,
$3 billion
that was
back
by
when it
just
was,
singling out
$200 when
and
I was telling
focusing
you.
on one
And it
particular
went all the
stock
way
that I
up to
like to
40
trade
billion.
anyway, and
So I'm telling
really
you right now,
understanding all the
pay
types
attention
of
to these
ins and
crypto
outs
miners.
on how that
Anyways, let's
stock
move on.
particularly
Put in
behaves
the
on
comments
money
what
concepts.
individual stocks you guys want to look at.
So going back into the charts, we
Put in
see
the comments
VIX
what
as
individual
right
stocks you guys want to
here,
look at. I know
and
me and Mex are
very
talking at
simple,
the same
guys.
time. Mex is having
If
his
the
class inside
market
of here, and this just happened to be my
on
live
the
time.
VIX
But look,
is showing pressure
tune
to
into
the
Mex's
downside,
class, okay? If you aren't
as we
tuned
see
into
here,
Mex's class where he's actually teaching, this is
well,
someone
guess
that
what?
literally went 12 for
What's
12
gonna
on
happen
SPY
is
these past weeks,
we're
bro.
gonna see, going back to
Like
the
literally
SPY,
12 for 12. Like I'm not even kidding. These are 100% bangers, back to back to back to back. Here's
we're gonna
somebody's
see
100%
pressure
banger
now
that he got.
on
Okay,
the
so if you aren't
ETF
tuned into Mex class, tune into Mex class because I'm
pushing
gonna
to the
end up
top
posting
side.
this on YouTube anyways. But yeah. Anyways, put in the comments
Nothing
what individual stocks you guys
complicated,
wanna
nothing
get,
crazy.
and we'll look at them.
The same thing is if we go to DXY, the same
Put in the
thing
comments,
happen.
put in the
It's a
comments,
little
put in the
bit
comments.
more not as apparent as it is
Coin,
with the
Tesla,
VIX,
we got some good ones.
but
We got some
very
good ones.
simple.
I especially
If
want to
the
look at
US
Tesla,
dollar
and
is
I especially want to
strong,
look at Coin. Okay, those are two good ones. But
that means
first,
that all
make
the
sure you guys go
natural
before we
resources
even move on.
which
I want you guys to
those
retweet
that
and
trade
like
publicly
this
need to
tweet that we
buy,
have right
those
here. Okay?
natural resources
We
to
need
build their
5
products to
retweets
sell to the
and 12
consumer
likes. If we get
increases
5
in
retweets and
price.
12 likes, we'll move on to
So
Tesla
a strong
and we'll move
US
on to
dollar
Coinbase.
is
The reason I
not
want to
good
make sure you guys
for
retweet
the
this tweet is
overall
because this is where
market.
I'm saying if you
Might
want to
be good
maximize
for
your
the
rewards, focus
individual,
on
but
China,
not for the
small
overall
caps, and
market.
crypto miners right
So
now.
when you
And you need to
see
get out that
the
information
same
because a lot of
situation
people are going to miss out
happening,
on a lot of money if they're
guys,
not
somebody has
listening
their mic
to what we're talking about right
off.
here. A year ago, we were talking
You see the
about
same
sure, focus
situation
on
with
the
the Dixie
Magnificent
when
Seven,
it's
focus on the
trending
big
downward,
stocks, of course.
DXY,
That's
then
where the
again
money is
going
right
back
now.
to the
But right now,
ETFs,
the money's switching.
you're gonna
I'm
see
make sure
SPY
you're
pop
retweeting this, and then we'll
to
move
the
on.
upside.
Okay, it's the first tweet. Go to
That
the link
is
in
your
the bio,
navigation
click the
system.
Twitter, and then we'll move on.
At
Okay,
least that's
we
how
need
I
5
like to put
retweets.
it.
We got 1.
It's
We
like a
got 1.
pilot that's
5
flying
retweets. We'll move on. We'll
has
look at
its
Tesla. We'll
GPS
look at
working
Coinbase. We'll look
and
at
functioning
SoFi,
properly.
BCHG.
You know the direction you need to go to. You know what you need to
So
avoid.
Baba, we'll
Well, that's the
definitely look
same
at
thing
Baba.
with
We'll
the
look at
VIX.
China, China,
and the
CLSK.
DXY or the US
Best trading
dollar is allowing you to
environment of
have.
all
It's
times
giving
can
you
go
an
out 3
understanding
weeks and still
of
catch
the
100%
potential
wrong
direction
before a
in
reset.
where smart
Yes,
money
sir. Could you
will
do a
position
analysis on
themselves,
why it is
either
going
to
up?
the
I told you
upside
guys why it's going
or
up.
the downside. Nothing
You
complicated.
guys must have came in
Simple as
here
that.
late, man. A lot of you guys must
So
have came
now
in here
that we've
late.
covered those two things in correlation to what we see between the
I
SPY
literally told you
and
why
the
it's going up.
VIX and the US
12
dollar,
likes, 5 retweets.
what's
We'll look at
next?
Tesla and
Well,
CLSK.
you have to have a point of entry, right? And the way I like to see
And
it
all
is
you
I
have to
like
do,
look
like
for
if you
points
guys
of
don't believe
interest,
what I'm saying, if you guys
very
think I just
simple
came on here
lines,
when the
nothing
bull market
complicated.
started, all you
Where
have
can
to
I
do
get
is
in?
go to
Where
our
can I
YouTube
potentially have
and
more
actually
interest? I'll
scroll
look
through
at
the
the
videos. Scroll
daily
back
chart,
to scroll back to our first video. See where the market was when we were
and I'll
talking
go
about
down
the
to the
stocks
4-hour.
and see what
See,
we
we
were
have a little
saying.
bit more clarity on what's going
Just
on,
do
what's
it.
being created.
Just do it if you don't believe me. If you
And
don't believe me, just go
right
do
off
it.
the
All right, we
bat,
got
the
5.
first thing
We
that
just
I
need one more
noticed
like and then we
is,
can move on.
if you guys have ever cracked
One
the
more like and
trading
we can
book,
move on.
is what's happening here. Right here, every time price tries to
One more like
break
we can
the
move
high
on.
point at which we were, which was around that 524,
Let me retweet. I mean, let me
even though it's
let me
very
refresh.
subtle on the higher
All right, let's
time
move on.
frames,
So
we
the first one I seen was Tesla.
continuously
I know a lot of
open
people want
a
to look at
little
Tesla, so
lower.
we'll definitely look at Tesla.
That is your first telltale
And look,
sign.
man, I'm not gonna say
That more
Tesla's
likely
bottomed
than
out,
not, even
but
though
I
we have
really
this
do
green
believe
right
Tesla
here,
bottomed
we
out.
have this green
I
right
really do
here, we
believe
have
that.
this green
And this
right
is something
here.
that we were talking about
The
last week as well. A lot of people were
overall
asking about Tesla. A lot of
trend
people were scared about Tesla.
is telling
And
you
I
that
said
we're
the same
trending
thing.
downward.
Look, you'd be a fool to short it down here, okay?
Can you trade
You'd be a
within
fool to
that
short it
trend
down
to
here.
the upside?
One is because this is
I've
massively
done it,
bull diverging. Matter of fact, it was
100%.
bull diverging right here.
But if you're trying to
It
get
had
like
to
a
get one more
big,
little fake out
massive
to
move,
130, make everybody think it was getting $80,
and this is where your rules come
$50,
into
whatever
place.
it
You
may
don't
be.
just open the charts.
But
You
it
don't
bull
just wait
diverged
for
again.
9:30
This is
a.m. and
showing a
say,
lot
okay,
of
I'm ready
strength.
to trade.
And
Let's
also,
rock and roll.
when a stock
That's the
gaps
wrong
up
way to
for
go
earnings, this is
about it.
something that if you've been tuning into
You
our
have
live
to have
stream a
a
lot,
certain game plan.
we say
What is
this
my
a whole
game
lot. When a
plan?
stock
What I
gaps up
mean
for
by
earnings,
that
like
is,
Tesla did on Tuesday, April
am I
23rd, it gapped
scalping?
up for earnings, went up
Am I
over
day trading?
$20.
Am I swing trading?
It usually continues.
Perfect. Once I select exactly what am
So if a stock
I
gaps
going
up,
to do today based
it's
on my
usually going to
rules,
continue to go up.
what gives
what
me
I
the
believe with
confluence
Tesla
and the
is this
conviction
thing
to
has
position
potentially
myself
bottomed
in
out.
that
You
certain
need to be
type of
looking for
position?
some
Well,
far out calls.
I
in my
want to go
opinion,
ahead and swing trade.
and be trying to ride the
Based
wave.
on the 4-hour
And also,
chart,
even if you look
we
right
have
here,
been trending
look at the
downwards.
channel
So
that it's in.
probably more
Yes, this
likely
is
than
from a
not,
channel.
if you look at how these candles are formed, this takes a
It
couple
broke
several
out from the
hours
channel,
to get to where we're
this
at.
channel,
Let's say
and
right around
retested the
Monday.
channel.
If I really
It
want that
retested. It broke
bigger
out,
move to
retested,
take shape,
and now, in my
it would
opinion, I think this
third
thing
for
is
me
ready
to
for
buy
even
into
more.
an ODT, in other words, same day
I think
expiration
Tesla's bottom. I
contract,
think it's ready to go.
or
Okay, so
maybe even
my
a
analysis
1 or
on
2
Tesla,
day
I don't
contract.
care what's happening next week. I don't
But
care what's happening.
I
in 2
am
weeks.
planning
I
on
know
positioning myself for a
what
longer,
Tesla has
bigger
done. I
move
know that it's
based on
gapped
what
up
I
for
am
earnings,
seeing on
and
the
what usually
charts
happens when stocks gap up for
that I'm
earnings, it
probably
continues to go
getting
up. I know
4 to
that it's
5
breaking out
days
of the
out,
channel. I
maybe
know
a
they have
week
robo taxis.
on the
I
SPY
know
to
that robo taxis
capitalize
is a
on that
huge
larger
industry,
move
and
that
Tesla
could
has most of the
potentially happen
software.
based on what I'm seeing on the
Bro.
charts, which is we're trending lower slowly.
Okay, I think Tesla's gonna go. Okay,
But now if I go into
looks very
that
good.
day, that
Looks very good.
specific
No
day,
way
and
I
say,
would
you
look
know
to
what,
short
I want to go ahead and scalp.
short Tesla here. I mean, and even if you
There's
got a weekly,
opportunities to the upside.
oh,
There's
man, this thing is
opportunities to
beautiful.
the downside.
Beautiful.
So
I like
now,
it.
based on what I'm seeing
I
here,
like it.
I'm going to go
I would
ahead
only be looking for some
and
far out
go
calls
into a
on Tesla.
lower
You
time
guys know me,
frame.
man. And if you're in the Discord, this is a potential trade we might enter. Okay, this is a potential trade we might enter. Now, somebody said a measure move. We can look at
And see
potential
exactly
measure
where we're
moves of
trending.
where this could go. And I have a potentially heading back
Whoever
up
has
to
their mic,
290 for
mute it.
sure,
If you
and
don't,
maybe even 350. So I want to see those two levels first. And the reason I'm saying 294, you see where 294 is a huge level where it rejected that spot
well,
a
if
bunch
you're
of
on,
times.
brother, and you
So
can find out
294,
whose
and
mic
then
is
if
on,
it
can
gets
you
above
mute that
294,
for
we
me?
gotta see 350, and
I
then once we get
apologize.
above 350, man, we gonna have to see. Okay, so I think Tesla right now is going through something that you got to be paying attention to. Bottom of the trend. I don't know
So now
why
that we're
anyone
on
would try to short it
15-minute
here,
chart,
anyways. But
first thing that I always like to
yeah, I like it.
position myself and
I like
watch.
it. I love Tesla right here.
We
I
react
love Tesla.
market.
I love Tesla. And also,
So,
what
right
you
here,
have to realize
this
that
is-
that people
If
are
I'm
now
not mixed, this is
bearish on Tesla.
right around here.
So that's
This is
beautiful.
Friday.
If you're
It's 7
looking to make a
o'clock,
whole lot of money,
and then
wait
this
until
right
the
here
majority of
is
people are bearish on
around 10
something.
o'clock and open. Okay, so perfect.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and
Up
mark
here, a lot of people were bullish
pre-market
on it.
high.
It makes sense that it fell. I wanted to fake some people
So
out.
right
But
around
now,
here,
what usually happens to Tesla, like just when it went to $100, a lot of
all
people
this
turned
right here
bearish,
on
and
Friday,
then all of a sudden you saw
right
it
around
literally
here,
go from $100 to
that is
$200
pre-market
in 2
high.
weeks.
Let me change
And
the
then
color.
from there, it consolidated, and then went from $200 to $300 in the span of a month.
Boom,
So
that's
Tesla Tesla,
market
don't
up.
ever count it out. And like
See
you
it
saw,
again?
it go from
That's
140 all the way up
815.
to 170 in 1 week. I
That's
anticipate
9:30 at
Tesla to
open.
continue to go up. No way I'd be
Why is
bullish on it.
pre-market high important
Anyways,
and
move on.
pre-market low important? Well, it tells us
How far out in
exactly
months on 290?
where the trend
First of all, 290.
needs to
If you're
go
looking at contract, if
if
you
we
want the
want to
best
go to the
contract, go to the
upside.
Discord and
So
join
for
the free
me to be
access and be a
bullish
part of the community,
at
because then,
market open,
you know, when I'm off of here, I'll look
very
at
simple
specific
concept, guys.
contracts and
Nothing
look at the ones with the
complicated.
most
There's
volume. But
nothing
usually you
crazy
don't wanna,
about this.
you don't want to go too far off the money on.
The market is telling you
If you're going
exactly
with 290s,
how high we went.
you want to get like a year out. That's far.
If
off
we
the money.
open up at
So make sure you
9:30
get a good
below
strike
the
price.
high,
I'd say a good strike price on something like Tesla.
there is
with
no
5
way in
months out
hell
is, you know, probably like $30.
that you should be taking positions long
$200 strike price, you know, September.
unless we bust right through that.
You know, if you want the specifics.
So for me
Charlie,
to want to be
man.
bullish on this,
Say,
that
God, I
means
miss your
I
voice.
need to open
Yeah, Charlie, man, I don't go
above
live that much, man. I don't go live that much anymore.
517.25.
But, you know, I come on here every Sunday. I make
At
sure I have a
market
Sunday
open,
stream.
have an attempt to
you know, get
recapture
people well
that
informed
high
so they're
and break
able to
through
make
it.
well
One of the
moves.
two.
Anyways, let's move on
If by
to the Hang
market
Seng. I see
open-
someone's talking about Alibaba.
And
Let's
this
look
is
at
something I've taught
Alibaba, and
my students.
especially let's look
And
at
it's so
the
simple,
Hang
and I
Seng in
promise you, if
China.
you do this,
Please.
you're gonna
Now,
see
I
a
know
world
the
of
Hang Seng
difference
in
in your
China is
trading.
something that we talked about.
But at market open,
maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago,
we do
it
not
wasn't ready.
have
But now
an
when we look at
established
China, when
trend
we
to
look
the
at the
upside
dynamics
that
of the
ends up
market,
trying to
China
go as
is
high
ready.
and or higher
You
than the
need
pre-market,
to pay attention to China.
then more likely
Please,
than not,
bro.
we're
And
gonna
I
be
can
trending
tell you
downward.
just from a crypto standpoint,
And that's exactly
like,
what
if you're
happens.
inside the Discord, we've been looking at
We
these
see
crypto
this
meme
move
coins
open
on Dex Screener, and late at
right
night
here at
we go on crypto sites and we live
at
stream some
9,
crypto coins, etc.
9:15,
I've seen the
9:30, right?
craziest
We have an
gains
attempt
from China
to stop
coins.
the pullback,
It'd be like
push back up,
somebody like, what? China
and this
coin?
right here,
How
right
do you know
here.
it's a China coin?
I mean, we're at
How do you know it's a China
9:13.
coin?
And we pop down,
see
we
if I
pop
can find
almost to
I'll show
916.
you how I know
This
it's
would have been a
China
nice
coin.
little scalp right here if you're scalping. But if you're saying, I don't
How
want
do
to
you know
scalp,
it's a China
this is
coin?
not what I'm comfortable doing, then what you would have done
Let me
is,
show you. Let me
as
show you, and then we'll move on
long
to the Hang
as
Seng,
price
okay?
action
Let me see if I can
fails to
find them.
go
They don't
higher
pop
than the
up that much, but
pre-market,
when they pop up, they go crazy.
then I'm going to
Like this one.
position myself into
Like
a
what-
day
that's how
trade
you know
mode
it's
at
a
least
China
1 or 2 days out
That's how you know it's
on
a
the
China
spy,
coin. And if
either
you look
at
at
the
what
money
it did,
or in the money.
this thing went crazy. I
To
think
the
this was
downside.
sitting at 200.
And then what happens next after that
market cap.
pullback pop up when market open? We continue to
Over a
drop.
4-hour time frame. So yeah, it started out like
10-15.
$100,000 market
We
cap.
tried to back
And it went all the way
up
up to 2 million.
around
But anyway, that's a topic if you're inside the Discord,
10:45.
you know.
We
But
pop back up.
if you
still
look at
lower
the
than
Hang Seng
before,
right now,
and
this
it's
is
like a
currently
staircase.
breaking out from a
1,
massive
2, 3, 4, until we
resistance,
finally
okay?
double
If you
bottom
look back
right here.
where it broke out
After
from this
we double
resistance the
bottom,
past time, right here,
Guess what?
right
happens?
here, it went from 17,000
double
and went
bottom
all
right
the way
here.
to
Price did not go any
23,000 in the span
And where
of
does
2
it retrace
months.
back to?
And currently,
Well,
it
it
is
retraces
doing it
back
again.
to an
It
area
is doing
of
it again
interest
after
at
a
one point in
month,
time.
after this
but
entire
we have
year of
to look back in
consolidation. This
history.
is January, for those that don't know.
Never gonna be
This is
perfect,
January.
But if
All
we
this has
look,
been doing is sitting here consolidating
it double
for an
bottoms
entire
right around
year until May.
previous
or
historical
late
data
April.
show
Okay, so almost May, 4 days until May.
that this was
but
an area of interest.
If you
around
look at it, this is a very
five
strong,
twelve.
high volume can. Look at the volume on this. First of all, look at the volume when it bottomed out. This is the volume stick when it bottomed out, right here. Bottomed out. This is the volume stick right now on this breakout. That should tell you a whole bunch, okay? If you're not excited about China, you need to get excited about China. You need to get excited about crypto miners because, in my opinion, I think those two sectors,
Guys,
they have the
whoever
highest
has their
potential
mic on,
gains, okay?
Sitting with us
So
with his
if you look
American
at China,
flag
somebody said
towel
price target
and
on
his
China.
backpack
I think
that you have
China
to
could
roll
potentially
it
get
up.
back to
And then
26,000
he has his
and
hat
potentially
on and his
all-time highs. But first,
glasses
I
and
want
the
to see what it
case
does
and
at
all that.
26,000,
So
etc.
weird.
Okay. Somebody
And
just
then
sent
he
the
just-
Galaxy. Appreciate
One
the
second.
Galaxy.
I
I forgot there was even gifts. Nobody sends gifts anymore, man. Nobody sends gifts anymore, man. I appreciate it. I especially appreciate that.
Pause that.
Check out TRX. All right,
How do I turn
the
my
Galaxy,
mic off?
man. We gotta check it out, man. We
Can
gotta
they
check
hear
out
us?
TRX. All right,
Yes, I can hear you guys. Could you please mute?
All right, bro.
I'm so sorry.
This is your company. This is your company, bro. Be honest.
Bruh,
Be honest, bro. This gotta be your company, bro.
I just spilled a bunch
What
of
is
tea on
this?
some dude.
My boy Charlie with the hearts, bro.
You can
what
still
is
hear
this?
you.
I'm sorry, man. There's no TA I can do on this. There's nothing I can do on this, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
All right, sorry about that, guys.
Maybe it does squeeze. I mean,
I
it always
apologize.
does have these little moves, but this is nothing
All right.
I'll put anybody onto.
So,
I mean, if you guys want to
going
check this
back
out on
into
your
it.
own time, check it out. I mean, it's 1 million market cap.
So pretty
It's
much
1 million
we're
market
looking
cap.
at
So
we're
you know,
looking
do what
at
you gotta do.
previous
But let's look at
historical
Apple.
data. Historical data shows
Let's
that
look at
this
Apple.
is the point of
Another
interest.
opinion that I
We
have
broke
is
through
that
it,
these
and then we
stocks,
start
these
to
stocks,
slowly
this
stop
goes
the
along with
bleeding.
Apple. That's why I'm gonna say it. But these stocks that
So
were underperforming
this
while
tells
the
me
Qs
now,
and
once we
tech
stop
was
the
going
bleeding, we
crazy,
cannot go
in
any
my opinion,
further
we're gonna
down,
lead that rally.
and we kind of
Are gonna
create this
lead that
double
rally.
bottom
So you have Apple that was
right
underperforming.
here.
You had Google
Then
that was
I know that
underperforming.
I'm going to be a
When the Qs
player
was
on
going
the
crazy,
upside if we
this
can
was
get back
during that
above this
time when
line.
the Qs and
Once
tech
we get above
was
this
going
line,
crazy. You know, from
we can
January
go
all
ahead
the
and
way
go
up until
long.
March. You had literally,
And even though it doesn't look like a
you had
massive
literally
move,
Google
I mean,
just
we're
trending
513 right
downwards, and
here.
then all of a sudden
We
you had
popped
Google
to
going
515,
absolutely crazy, and now you see it at
18. That's
all-time
almost a
highs
$2
and
move right
some.
there.
Okay, so I think
Now,
the
what I
same thing
want
is
to
going
do
to
is
happen with
I'm
Apple.
going
I
to go
think
ahead
I think
now
the
and
same thing is
drop
going to
down
happen with a lot of those stocks.
the
That's
5-minute
ultimately,
chart.
in my
Zoom in
opinion,
and
is
even
what's going to
closer.
lead us in the next rally higher. Is those stocks that were the stocks that were you know, not doing as well during that time. Like if you look right here, this is basically the same story as Google, where from
So as
January
long
until
as
March,
we break
you
above
had
this
literally this
line,
entire downtrend, and now you kind of have it reversing. So
as we
I think Apple is
are
extremely
seen
bullish.
here,
Matter of fact, we got into Apple
I'm
calls
going to
this
be a
week, and
player
we
to
did
go
cook up on
long,
those.
and we can hold
So we got
out
some calls on
as
Apple
long as that stays
because
in.
of what I'm
Of course,
telling you
this
right
goes
now.
into the next day,
Just
so
those
this ended
thoughts
up
and
being a
opinions.
swing, obviously, because this is going
But I
to
think Apple is
market,
ready.
you know,
Is ready to
market close
continue
and
to go
past
higher.
market
If you don't
close.
think
But
Apple's
if
going
this
to go
was
higher,
market open
you
still
probably
going
don't know
into
what you're
the
talking
end of
about.
the
Okay.
day, then
We'll
this
just be
is where
honest.
I'm going to
Apple,
position
in my
myself
opinion,
once we break
is ready
above,
to go
and I'm going to
higher.
continue to hold
Especially if it
as
can hold
long as
above
this stays true
165.
and we do not trend
And
below.
it
Then
does
I'm
look
going to
like it's
continue
holding
to
above
hold, and then you can
165.
get a
You have
nice
this
little
bounce
pop
right here. You
to
have
the
this bounce
upside
right
and
here.
see if it
So
attempts
if
to
you
go
want
higher.
something that's going to
Once we
lead,
start seeing
you know, that
exhaustion,
has high
and the
potential
way we
rewards,
know
you want
that
to
we
pay
start
attention
to
to
see
something like
exhaustion
Apple. I like
is
Apple.
very
Okay.
simple.
In this
We
channel
have
right
to
now,
start
you want
paying
to see it
attention
retest
to
the
the
top. You
formation of the
definitely want to see it break
candlesticks.
above 173.
When these candlesticks
It
start to
breaks
get
above
more
173.
compressed,
Man,
there's no
come on,
aggression
man. Watch
to the
out.
upside,
Watch out.
then
Now,
more
when does it have
likely than
earnings is
not,
the important
the
part. It
buyers
has
are starting
earnings
to
May
get
2nd.
weak and
And
failing to push
like,
higher.
it's funny
And that
because
is
the
usually
market
a cue
always,
that we most
look,
likely
man, that's how
need
they
to
get
get
you on
out,
a
and
lot
the
of this
move
stuff. Like,
itself
you'll
has
sit
reached
here and
its
be like, man, Google's
maximum
ready to break
potential.
out. But they'll do it on earnings. They'll be like, man, they ain't going to play earnings. You know what I'm
Obviously,
saying? So,
if you
you
were
know,
to
if you're
take
bold
this
enough,
position
I
to
would
the
look for Google.
downside,
I would look for some. Look, man, Google did it.
you continue
Google
to
did it. Google
hold
faked you out, went all the way down
as
to
long as we
151
stay
just to go up $20 for earnings.
below
Sat
the
here and
previous
chopped you down, just
low,
like Tesla. Tesla's another
and
one.
we
It
fail
sat
to
there and
break
chopped you
higher
down,
than the
chopped you
pre-market.
down
Now,
all the way
let's
to
say you missed
140
this
just for it to
position
go
here. You say,
crazy
well,
for
I called
earnings.
it out
So,
here
you
at
know,
market open
Q2
right
earnings, in
around
my
10
opinion,
o'clock. I say, guys, go short.
I think it's going to be bullish for Apple.
Drops. We hold. We
And
pop
yeah,
back
who
up.
knows?
Well,
Maybe
how do you
Apple
know that
rockets
this
for
is still a
earnings,
good
and
position to
that's how
get
they get it
into
back
another
to these
short?
all-time highs. But if you
Well,
guys
again,
remember
very
us
simple
talking about
concept.
Apple a
All
while
I would
ago,
do
first
is
of all,
draw
we
another
basically,
trend
if
line
you go,
right here.
it's funny. We have all this documented. That's why I like going live so
change
much.
that
I'm
to
sorry I
white.
can't go live as much anymore.
And I said,
But
well,
when
I
I went
missed
live a whole lot, we
Mexer's
documented
first
everything.
signal to go
Like
short.
literally,
How do I know
I
I can still
told like
potentially
we were
capitalize
telling
on
people to
this
buy
and
Apple
go
calls
short
at
again?
145. I have a video
Well,
of
you
this if
put
you
it
scroll through
where
the
there's a
TikTok long
point of
enough. But
interest,
I have a video of people, you know, I was saying
like
buy
I
Apple
just
calls
put
at
right here.
145. It's going to
Retrace
200,
back,
and we have people
try to
coming in
push
there,
back
no, it's
up,
not, bro. He don't know what
and
you're
as
talking about.
long
And
as
all of a
price
sudden, it
right
went to
around here
200.
shows that it
So
cannot go any
I still have
higher
a price target
and
on Apple
respects this new trend
to
line on the
I
lower
think it
time
was
frame that I just
226. I
placed
think that was
on, then
the
I can
measurement
go
we had.
short. This is a rejection play. This is where I
So
would
yeah,
say
I still think Apple goes a lot
enter
higher.
short
Okay?
on a rejection of
I think it was
514
from this one.
or 513,
Yeah,
excuse me,
it's from this one.
91. And as long as we stay below
Just
514,
just simple,
continue to
just
go
simple
short.
stuff. So I think Apple
And now
is
that
gonna
we have
end up,
positioned
you know,
ourselves
going
these
to
trend lines
220.
from the low to
And
the
if you tune
high,
into these live
we
streams
know
enough,
exactly
if you
where our
know,
entry
if you
points
know
are,
these live
where we
streams, you
should
know how
hold,
accurate
and where we
and
potentially
persistent
should get
and
out.
consistent
While
that I am
all
on
this
these
is
live
happening,
streams, so you know I'm going to show up, and you know you can
I
call me
usually
out
have 4
if Apple don't get to 220.
I'll
If
have
you don't
four
get the
screens
220,
open,
let me
split
know.
open like this.
Let me know.
This is gonna be my VIX right
Let me
here.
know. Anyways, let's
Then I'm
move
gonna have
on.
the
Let's
SPY
move on.
right
What
here.
other stocks we looking at? We looked at CLSK. We looked at Mara. If
I'm
you
gonna be
missed what we
watching the
talked about on
SPY.
the crypto miners,
And then right here, I'll
subscribe
have
to
the
the
US
YouTube
dollar.
because we're going to end up posting this on the
And
YouTube.
while I'm in
and
my
also
position,
follow the Twitter because we post the
I'll
best
be
plays on
looking
there
back
anyways,
and
okay?
forth
So follow the Twitter,
to make
go
sure
to the YouTube. If you
that
missed
if
what we
anything
talked
at
about
any
on crypto
point in
miners, you
time
want to make sure you're paying
is
attention to that,
starting to
especially
shift on the
China
US dollar
and crypto miners. Now,
or the VIX,
nobody's
while
talking
I'm
about
on a
Baidu,
short,
and we looked at
then
the Hang
I
Seng
know
briefly,
that it's
but
starting to signal
some people are like, okay, what stocks are in
that
the Hang
there's
Seng
a
that I should
trend
pay attention
reversal
to?
potentially
Baidu.
going to happen, and I need to get out.
Baidu. You should pay attention.
And that's exactly what I'm doing.
Baidu.
I'm usually watching all
and the
these
reason you should pay
four
attention to Baidu
panels.
is because
Another
this
thing
is
that I
the
like to
this
do,
is the
I
Google
don't trade
of
on
China,
it, but I
and
do
you
like
just
to
saw
see it
Google
in
did.
terms
And now I'm not
of
saying
volume
Baidu's going to do that,
you can
But
start to
I mean, if
see
you
an
look at the
accumulation
previous
of
bull
volume
runs that
come in
that
here.
Baidu has had when
If
you
you
know
go on the
China does
1
go
minute,
crazy, this
kind of
this
like
was
that
sitting
play
at
that I called
350.
last week
And
at the end
also
of close
Baidu
almost,
is
that
an
it just
AI.
literally
They
ripped. I
they
think I
do a
was
lot of
calling
AI
for
stuff.
503, excuse me. I
You
said
guys know
I
how
think
big
we can
AI
go to
is.
503, and
You
then that
guys
thing
know.
just went massive.
And if you look at a
Parabolic.
weekly
And the
time
reason
frame,
why
you
I
guys know
caught that
me.
was
I don't really like
when
looking
I
at smaller
went
time
into
frames. I like letting my money
play,
sit and I like going outside. I
what I was looking for
don't like
spikes in
sitting
volume.
at my
Now,
computer
does it
watching the
always play out?
candlesticks go up and down
100%
all
not.
day.
But
So
when
what
you
I
see
do
a
is
spike in
it's
volume
kind of
like
complicated.
this,
It's kind of complicated. I go to
and the
big time
candles
frames.
represent an
I go to large
accumulation
time
of
frames.
now a candle stacking above
Okay.
each other or stacking
I
below
see
each other. When you
something
see
that I
volume
like,
coming in like that,
confluences.
then that's a tall tale
This
sign that
like this
there's a
bull
big money
divergence.
player starting to
Okay.
position
On a
themselves
weekly
either to
time
the
frame, a
upside or
solid
the
time frame.
downside.
And
But
then
we
I
want,
go
of
to
course,
look at
have
contracts that I
follow-through.
like.
Follow-through is going to be based on the amount of
5
candles
months out.
that are now starting
And
to
when the market
form on the
opens,
1
I
minute,
get those contracts, and then
establishing
I
that
close my
trend.
app.
If the volume is green,
Okay?
establishing that trend.
A lot of you
If the
guys
volume is red to the downside.
probably just need to
And
do
that's
that.
exactly what
Okay?
happened a
I
couple
promise
days
you,
ago
you
when I
have a
called
more high
503 was
winning
incoming
percentage
because
than
I
ever.
saw an increase in volume, but the candles themselves also
All right?
correlated with that increase
So
on
you
the
guys
1
know
minute.
me. If I'm looking
My
at Baidu,
5-minute
I
chart
like looking
open
at long
or 10-minute chart
term
open on
stuff. And
apply,
even if you
and
look
I'm
at some of the
watching it
news that's coming out for
patiently,
Baidu,
getting into my
Hyundai Motor
position and
Kia
holding,
Corp
while
side
I'm
agreement with
also
China's
watching
Baidu
how the
on
trend is
connected
unfolding
car technology.
on the VIX
And this was
as well as the
16
US
hours ago.
dollar.
Now you might not get Baidu right here, but look, man, if China gaps up, we're already in Baidu.
Does
in the
anybody
Discord,
have
and
any
that's why you need to be in the
questions,
Discord because we position you for this
concerns,
stuff.
or
Okay.
clarity that
Now I'm
they
not gonna
can
show you the
explain
position
on how
because
to
we're currently
approach this,
only up maybe
analyze
like
this,
5,
understand it?
10%. So I'm not gonna show you that. But if this gaps
You can
up
now
just
unmute
off
your
this
mic
car
and ask a
technology,
question.
I haven't checked Baidu yet. I haven't checked if it gapped up or anything. But Baidu is definitely a China stock you want to pay attention to. Okay, Baba as well. You know, Billy. We got into Billy, made a whole bunch of money this week. But look,
All right, guys.
you can
well,
look at
if
some
you
of this stuff
don't
and just be
have
like,
any
yo, bro,
questions
like
on
I think now is the
specifically
time.
what I just explained,
Look at this strong weekly
there is
candle.
not much more to it. There is nothing crazy that I
And
do.
look at all this
even
consolidation
believe it or
too.
not.
If it does break out,
It's
do you know
just
how
a
big the
question
breakout's gonna
of
be? Like,
paying
I just showed you
attention
what
to
the
the
Hang Seng looks like.
Dixie,
I just showed you
paying
what the Hang
attention
Seng
to
is
the
breaking out
VIX,
from a
looking at your
this
pre-market
entire year.
open. If it's
Resistance
I got a
is
question.
breaking out
I got
from
a
now.
question.
Strong
Sorry.
weekly. Man,
No, go ahead.
ah!
Yeah. So when you
And
establish
look
your
at China, look
pre-market
at Hang
high
Seng. But anyways, so
about
how much should I
15
put in the
minutes ago on
ride?
your
Hey
first
man,
chart,
whatever in your
is that
budget.
4
Me
a.m.?
personally,
Because it didn't
you
seem
know,
like it was 4 a.m.
I can't tell you. I don't know.
Let me go
I
back
don't
to
know.
it.
I don't know
Give me
your
1
budget.
second.
I don't know what your
Sure.
portfolio looks like. But I will
Okay,
tell you,
let me go
I
to
think,
the 15-minute.
crypto miners goes a lot
Granted,
higher.
the markets
And
are
I
closed
and
right
it's
now,
my
so-
largest position right
But
now.
let's go back into it.
Personally.
Okay, so
All
right here,
so
this is
let's
Friday.
look at Coinbase. We already looked at Tesla. Somebody asked about Tesla.
Military time. That's 8 a.m.
We already looked at Tesla, so we're
That's
not going
10.
to look at Tesla.
So right here, that's 8:30, and then right here, that's 9:30 at market open.
Okay, correct. So when
Okay,
are you
so for
establishing your
Coinbase-
pre-market high? Because I
Coinbase,
usually
you know, is
establish
going to go a lot
my
higher.
pre-market high pivot point at
And it's
4
currently
a.m.
just sitting here
Am I wrong
consolidating.
by doing that?
Well,
Okay?
where do
This
you
is
live
something
on
that we
Eastern time?
continue to tell you guys about on these dips,
Oh,
like you have
okay.
right here.
I'm in.
And
Oh,
then you have,
I'm in
then
New York.
Now you have another leg
Okay,
right
got
here.
you,
So
got you. So
all it's doing right now
New
is
York
like
is a
on
little
a
bit
bigger time
different.
frame. It's
Is
just
it the same time as
consolidating,
us,
okay?
or
It's
a
just
little bit
consolidating
different?
in a flag.
Let me
like
check
it
right
did
now.
right here.
Oh, where you at?
Okay,
I'm in
so
Florida.
Yeah, of
the
course.
main
We're
thing you want to pay
same time
attention to.
Yeah, same time frame. Yeah, so same
First of all,
time
these
frame.
are-
So
these
you
are-
want to
these
look
are
at
very
pre-market.
bullish
So
moves,
your
okay?
pre-market high is
My boy
right
Nex
before
is
we
still
open.
in here.
So yeah,
Okay,
you should be
just making
getting.
sure.
You should be watching at close to open.
These are very
where
bullish
the
moves
pre-market
inside of
high
bull
is.
flags. Okay,
Yes,
if you look at
correct.
the
But my
measure move from
question
this
is
flag right
because
here
you have
to over
you're
here, I mean,
you're
it
in the
basically
brown
took
shade
you
right now.
to
Brown
where
shade
to
is
237 from
pre-market, right?
125
For
to
that
237.
same
So
trading
what you
day.
can do right
So
here
my
is
question, my
sitting in a
question
bull
is,
flag.
I usually
I just
set
don't
my
like Coinbase
pivot
because
points
it's
at
expensive, man.
4
Like, these contracts are
a.m.
steep.
Eastern, right?
So you can kind of
So
do the same thing,
your
and
pre-market
Coinbase, in
high
my
is the
opinion, is
yellow
going to take you
line.
back
My
to
pre-market
around
high would be a little bit higher
$350.
than
I
that.
think Coinbase is
So am I
very
seeing
bullish.
this wrong?
Nothing that I was short, that's for sure. Nothing that I
If
was
you're
short.
talking
I
about
think this
taking out
moves
the
a lot higher.
previous day's
And
market
this
high,
is why
then
you
you're
have to
not
make sure
wrong.
you know what the Fibonacci
But if we're
is.
basing it on where I'm
This is
looking
actually
at
crazy. Okay,
close
I'm putting you
to
guys on a live
pre-market
game right now.
like at
If
market
you look
open
at the
for that
Fibonacci,
day,
you come over
then
here,
it's a little
click the
different.
fib,
If you're basing
you
it
come
off,
right
well,
here.
if I
This
really
is the
want to
highest
capture a
point,
very
you know,
aggressive move, then
Coinbase
I'm
has
looking at
reached
the
right here.
pre-market
You
high
come over here,
of the previous
draw it all
day
the way to the bottom
where
so you can
where
see
it
potential
closed.
price targets
So,
for when
so
this
your
does
brown,
move up.
your
And
brown
if you look
shade, right?
at
You got your blue
Coinbase,
shade.
I mean, look
You
at
got your
where it
brown
topped out
shade,
right
and then the
here.
black is market
That's
open.
hilarious.
So on the
This was
brown shade,
the
right? I'm looking
382.
Right
at
here.
the brown shade,
Look at
right?
where,
That's
and
open.
specifically
When the
what I
brown
wanted to
shade
pay attention to
opens,
was the
isn't that
618,
4
which is the
a.m. to
really
your left?
the one you want to be paying attention to the
I
most.
mean, for me,
But look at where it
for
topped
Yeah.
me,
out.
the I mean, I'm
literally
looking at it
perfect
right
and
now.
reached
That right
that
here,
thing,
that's
you could've
4
caught
a.m.
some
right
push
there.
right
Friday,
there,
4
you know,
a.m.
if you're
That's the
both
high.
alive.
Correct.
But
Correct.
yeah,
Wouldn't that be
I think Coinbase
the
ends up being the
pre-market high
345, and you know what's even
instead of,
funnier is that
you know,
reaches right
the
there,
other
and you know
trend line that
potentially
you
it could
drew,
even
the
get to
yellow
the
one?
600s,
I'm
depending on
just
how
asking.
crazy
No, I
crypto
got you.
gets. Now, I think you
And
get more
Would
bang for your
4
buck
a.m.
inside something like a
wouldn't
miner,
that be the
but you
pre-market
know
high? As
Coinbase
soon as
moves
4
kind of
a.m.
with the
hits,
miners as
boom,
well, and you know it moves with
wherever that
crypto.
is, that's
So
the,
Coinbase is like a
on
day
this
trade, like
particular
it's a
chart, I
day
mean.
trader's heaven
no, I
because
get
it
what you're
moves
saying.
so very well.
It's
But
the
even the
highest
measured
point
moves,
in the
like the
brown
flag, it
shade.
takes you
So
all the way
wouldn't
back
that be
to
the
two.
market high?
Like some of this stuff
Correct.
just matches up
You can
perfectly.
put it there if you want as
But
well.
yeah, a lot of this stuff just takes you back
But
to.
if it's
So my
all,
let
question
me
is,
just
why
see
did you
this
put
real
it
quick,
lower?
man.
I'm trying to learn.
You had this
yeah,
flag.
I got you.
That's
So
why when you know what you're doing,
yes,
like
you're
a lot
correct.
a lot
You
of
can
the
put
other
it there
indicators they
at
just
that
match
high
up.
as well.
That's
But
why
at the same
not
time,
one strategy isn't end all be
if you
all.
put
But
it a little
even
bit
if you look
closer
at,
to where the market
bro,
opens, and the
there's
reason
no
why I'm
way.
saying
Even
that
if you look
is
at this flag
because
right
usually
here,
we get
this
fake
takes you back
outs.
to the 50%
Usually we'll
from
get
this
a
flag
pump
to
and
this flag.
pop
So
up, or sometimes
a
we'll
lot
get
of
a
this stuff
pump
just ends up
and
matching
drop
up. I
down.
think this goes a lot higher. I
So
think you see
I'll
this
try
above
to be a little
350.
bit more tight
Okay.
where that level for
Okay.
myself
All right. And
is.
even if you look
If
at
you
the
want
other
to
side, this thing
put
has
it
a
a
lot
little
of
higher
momentum,
there at the
like
4
higher
a.m., like you're saying,
lows.
you can as
No,
well.
momentum
That
isn't
wouldn't
slowing
be
down. And
incorrect.
once this actually gets
Or
above
more likely
70
than
or
not, when you have it a little
overbought,
bit
you should see
closer
some
to
acceleration.
where
You
the
should
market
see
is
what you
about to
had
open,
um,
it usually
right here. I'll
respects
put
it
you
a
guys on some
little
more
bit
game real quick
more.
just because
If
I'm
you
feeling
look at
generous,
where
man.
that is,
When you see the
right here
RSI go
around
above
8
70,
o'clock,
Okay.
and
that's
where it
when
is at
momentum
9
is the
a.m.,
heaviest,
you're
and
not going to get
that's
a great
actually when
move
it
the first
accelerates
30
the
minutes
most. A
that
lot of
high.
people think that's when
So
you should
at
sell
least
it.
from my
Not in the bull market
experience,
necessarily. Okay, in
usually
the bull
it's
market, when
closer
the RSI gets above
to
or
where the
70,
market is
which
about
in
to open
in the
when it
textbooks
retraces
is
the way we
described
saw
as
here,
over
and then we get that fake out where it
overbought, and
tries
you
to
should
push
sell.
back up.
That's actually when in a
Okay.
bull
One
market
more
you don't
question.
want to
Thank you.
sell.
I
That's actually
understand
when
that.
this thing
So
is going to get heated up and start making
would you
insane
do the
gains.
same thing as
If you
regards
look
to
at
the
this at when it was
pre-market
at
low
70,
then,
this is where
closer
it
to
crossed
the open?
70. Okay,
So
it
correct.
crossed 70
Okay.
like
And if
right here
so,
at when
like,
it was at
so
173.
because I put my pivot
Well, it was
points
at
at 4 a.m. all the
173.50,
time,
and a lot of people think they
Uh-huh.
should
right?
have sold
Pre-market
that.
low, pre-market
Okay,
high,
but if you
previous
look at
day
the
high,
next month,
previous
this
day
thing
low.
went
I
all the way
have
up to
everything ready
270.
before the
Okay, went
market
up over
opens, right?
$100,
So
Yeah.
my
and now
question
you had
is,
that brief
if
little
I'm going to
pullback. Okay,
4
so
a.m.
just a
and
little, just a little game,
you said you're going
just a little
closer to
game.
the
But
open,
anyways,
would
move on.
that be 6 a.m. closer to the open,
When do you
or
always come
8
live?
a.m.? Like, which
I
one would it
always
be?
have a
Like, I'm
Sunday
looking
show.
for
If you go to if you go
For
to our
me,
YouTube and
personally,
follow
for
and
me, at
subscribe
least
to our
from my
YouTube, we always
experience
post a
of what
Sunday
I've
stream
tracked,
on
what
there.
I've journaled,
I want to go live a lot more
Okay.
throughout the week,
it's
but
usually
sometimes my
closer
time
to probably
doesn't allow
half
me.
an hour to an hour before the
We
market
have
opens.
classes
Is
inside the
usually where
Discord,
price
like you can see
retraces
right
back
here.
to.
I'm live, but Mex,
Oh,
this
so
is
Historically,
me.
that's
Like
where
Mex
you
is my guy,
establish
and
your pivot
he's
points
teaching a
about a
class right now.
half
He's
an
actually
hour
tuning
to an
in.
hour before
So
the
we can talk
market
about it.
open.
correct for myself.
Yeah, we
Yes,
can
just
tune
from
in.
what
So
I've
Okay.
seen,
yeah, he going
when
up
we
as
get a
well. But
fake out, because usually the first
yeah.
30
So if you go
minutes
to the
is
link in the bio, you can join the
establishing the
Discord for
trend,
free.
and if we see any
You just click on
reversals,
WAP free
it's
access.
not going to go
Okay,
all the
you
way
can be in here
back,
for free.
as
You
you
can
have
actually click on
stated.
the class
The
for free.
actual true
Yes, we
market
host free
open pivot point, it'll usually go
teaching
right
classes.
in
You know, we don't
almost
want to
at
see
the
you guys
market
failing.
open,
We
closer
already
to the
looked at
market
Apple.
open. So that's why I'm a little bit tighter
We
on
already
that
looked at
pivot.
Apple. Did China wake
Okay,
up?
I
Yes,
understand
China
that.
woke
That's
up. We
awesome.
looked at
Thank you,
China
man.
earlier.
Thank you.
No,
But
not a problem.
anyways,
But that's,
what other
you know,
stocks you guys want to look at? I'll
that's
probably look at
how
a
they
couple
try to
more,
fake
and
you,
then I
because
get
like
and
you
then I'm
just
gonna
said,
get out of
that's
here.
the
I've been live for
obvious
40
point of
minutes.
entry, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What the markets are doing, it's kind of like playing
You
poker.
guys know that's usually my
They're
cutoff
trying to
time,
give
man. That's
you the
usually my
least
cutoff
obvious
time, man.
areas of
A lot of you guys look at
interest
Nvidia.
that you will not pay
I see
attention
some
to fake
Costco's.
you out.
Yeah, so on
Costco's
this
cooked up,
particular
but
chart that you
we'll look
had, right,
at
the one
we'll
that you
take a peek
started
at
with,
Costco.
I could basically
Yeah,
almost
this is nothing
understand
that
what
I
you're
would ever
saying,
short.
because there is a
Nothing
quick
that I would ever short,
reversal to
and
the upside
it's
at
currently
market
sitting here,
open,
you know,
but nowhere near
consolidating
the
right here,
actual
which
4
it's
a.m.
done multiple
pre-market high.
times and it's
So
staying above with
if you
21
went
EMA,
long
which is
there
interesting.
and you didn't protect yourself, you're done. That trade
But
is
yeah,
over.
if
Correct.
look,
That's why I'm
Yeah.
a little bit
If you-
tighter on it.
Yep.
it's
I
hard for me to
understand.
be like,
Thanks a lot,
yeah,
man. I appreciate
you
that.
know,
Not a
look
problem.
for
My
calls.
pleasure,
You know,
man. If you have any more
there's
questions,
no way
let
I
me
can look
know.
for puts. I'm
Or if
only looking
anybody
at
else
calls
has
on
another
this.
question, I'm happy to answer.
Thank you.
Actually,
problem.
I like it. I like it, but you
So
know, it's
another
kinda,
thing that you guys
missed
can
this
pay
leg,
attention
you
to,
missed
and
when it
this is
was
a very
breaking out
simple
from
concept.
here.
Another thing that I teach my
But I do
students,
think
and
this is
that's
gonna
something
continue
that
to
you
go
can
up
pay
this
attention
flagging.
to.
And
Look
we
at all
can
these
just
candles
do
right
some
here that are
brief
stacked
little
up.
price targets. I
They
think
all
Costco's gonna
fall
continue
in
because
within this
Costco has great
range,
benefits even
and
for
it's like a
shareholders.
straight little line,
And it's
diagonal
still only
line
a
that they just fall in this range.
$323
Well, we have it again
billion
here.
dollar market cap, which
Nothing
I
complex.
think that could be a lot more. But
Right
if you
here.
pull up the fish
When we see
from the high
candles
right
that are
here
almost
from the
stacked
all-time high to the
one
to the
against
low
the
right
other,
here, I mean,
that's kind of giving you a
this is why I love the
signal
fibs. It literally is
that
hitting the
potentially more likely
1.618.
than not, this
But
is
the
going to be a
next one
pop
could
and
potentially
drop,
take you all the way
pop
up to
and
900,
drop.
which I
And
think
I
is
see this
close to
all
900.
throughout
Okay.
the chart. I
Now,
don't even have to put these lines anymore.
Costco, if you're looking
But
at
we
day
see it
trading,
again
I'm
right
not
here.
interested.
Pop,
But long term,
stack
yeah,
together,
Costco continues to go
then
up.
we drop
I
again.
mean, you can even zoom
Same
out.
thing here.
I mean, come on, man.
Pop,
Nothing you want to be bearish on.
stack together,
But,
then drop.
you know, I don't look at
All I
Costco
have
too
to do
much.
is
I
put a
don't
little
like the
line right
contracts
there,
on it.
and I
I
already
think
know
that's
what my
like
entry points
if
are.
you're
Simple as
if
that.
you're a
Everybody has
long-term
their
investor,
method.
like if you want to buy
Everybody
some shares and
sees the
something,
charts a
Costco's
little bit
probably really
different,
good
but that's
because they
at
give
least
great
how I see
dividends.
it, how I understand it.
And the stock goes
And
up as
as
well.
long as I'm seeing these candles
And
stacking
they have a
up
bunch of
against each
perks.
other, I'm more likely than
But
not going to go
let's
ahead
look at
and
Nvidia.
take that position continuously back to the downside. Same thing happens
Let's
here.
look at Nvidia.
Even though the
Okay, so
aggression
for
to the
Nvidia,
downside starts to
first of all,
wane,
we told you guys it was going
do
to dump
again,
right
you
here.
stack it up
Okay, we
like
told
that,
you
that
guys
line, guess what happens? We drop again.
Second of
And the
all,
same can be said
you want to
if
make sure
you're
you're
going
particularly
to go
paying.
long. Well,
This
it
is
does
why
the
we
opposite.
looked at, you know, the
We
keys
have a
and
nice
everything.
clean drop,
Let me delete everything. Okay, let me show you
and then we
something
pop
very
up.
important right now, and
Same
why
thing here.
this could potentially
We
be a
have a nice
time
clean line
for you
drop,
getting the
and then we
puts.
pop.
Maybe.
So
Okay,
we have
I'd
all
rather
these
look at puts right here
points
than
of interest,
calls
these little
because
pivots
you
that we
missed the
can
call
enter a
move,
position
bro.
to the upside or
You
downside
missed the
if you're
call move.
scalping.
Like if you weren't
Remember,
looking
this
at
is a
calls
15-minute
right
chart.
here when actually
So
Big
if
O
you
was
wanted to
talking about it
enter on
inside
a
the
quick
Discord, like he
pop
told you the full port at
to the upside,
740
you
it went,
can,
or 750,
and
740
then you
went,
get
it
out.
went there.
And as long as it can go further
And
higher
it boosted
than the
up over
previous point
$100.
of interest, then
Now,
I'm most likely going to tell
like this is a
myself, you
big
know
move.
what, it's
First of
starting
all,
to wane
like
down for
this
the,
is
to the
literally
buyers, then I need to get out. Same thing here. We pop,
a
stay
16%
below
move that it did
the
in the
previous
span of a
candles
week.
that initiate
Okay,
the continuation
now
downward,
Nvidia can do a
and we
lot more
can't
than
get
that.
high
Don't get it
above this
confused.
area of support,
But
then I
you
know
don't want to buy
probably going to not get any more from
when
this,
you look at
and
the
I need to get
fibs,
out. But look at where the
and it's
position is. It's at
literally
509.31,
sitting at the
and it pops
resistance
to
if it gets to
511.30. It doesn't
890.
look like a big move,
So
but
if
if
this
you have a
gets a
couple
boost,
contracts
and I'm
in the
actually
money or
probably
at
gonna
the
look at
money,
a day trade,
they're going to be
man,
converting
probably,
to
I don't know.
$30, $40 a
But
contract.
if
This
Nvidia
is a
gets
couple of
any sort of
minutes,
boost in the morning or
but
anything, this is actually a time
from
where
where
you
it's
would
at
look to
right
short
now,
it.
it's probably like
And
40, 45
also,
minutes. That's a quick
look
$200,
to short it.
$300, depending on how many contracts you buy,
Okay,
and then
let me
you're
give
out.
you.
You've seen it
Let
before.
me.
I've posted the
Don't go in
results.
next week
This is
looking to
exactly
short
what I do on a
Nvidia.
daily basis, so I'm not staring at the charts
You
all
want
day.
to
I'm
look
not
to
trying to
see
stare
what it
at the
does at
charts
this
all day.
890
I
level.
want to get my money
See
as
if it
quickly
can
as
reject,
possible. The
stay
way you
below,
can do
or
that
if it even
is
gets
also
a
be
bit
by
like
1 or
close
2
there,
days
it's great
out,
risk to reward to
preferably
look for
by
puts
in
right
the
there
money or
because
at the
you can
money
just stop out so
if you're
easily.
doing it either on
You just got,
ODTs
you know,
or
you're
1
so
day
close
out,
to where
because
this
that's
should
going to get you
reject that
closer
you
to the
just
finish
stop
line.
out.
What I mean by
If
that
you look
is
at Nvidia
that the
right now,
strike
this
price
is
at
actually a
which you're
perfect
entering,
opportunity.
so
I'm
we're
actually
at
gonna be looking for puts
511
next
and I
week.
want to go
If you're in
long,
the Discord,
then
stay tuned.
obviously I'm not going to get
This
509.
has
I either
actually
get
been
509 at the money
making higher
or
lows,
510. So what happens if I get
higher
at the
lows.
money
What I think
or
is
a
going to
little bit
potentially
out of the
happen right
money?
here
By the time it hits
is a higher
511,
low,
I'm already in the money. And if I
unless
got
you get a
509
close above
the money, I'm going to
890
be deep in
and
the
a
money by a
retest.
dollar or so. And my
Nvidia
contracts are now, if they were
ultimately is, in
initially
my
going
opinion,
for
is going to
30
go a
bucks
lot
a
higher
move,
than where it
they're
is right
probably
now. I
going
think
for
this is going
$40,
to
$50
$1,000.
for every dollar
But
move
in
that
the
I
short
have.
term, if we're looking
And
at
that's how
next
I'm
week,
able to capitalize that quickly
potentially you
on
have a
that
good day
small
trade.
move. If you're getting
Potentially you have a
extremely
great
out
day
of the
trade.
money,
Okay, you just want to
OTMs,
make sure it
and you
continues
get
to make these
into a position
higher
like this,
or
and you're on
these lower highs
ODTs,
like
well,
it's
guess
been
what?
doing
You're
this
probably
entire
going to
time,
get screwed
like it's been doing it
because
since
the
March.
moment it pulls back
Higher
again,
low,
any little pullback is going to erase
or
any
lower high,
gain that you had
lower
because the
high.
beta, in
If
other
you
words,
can
this
get
is
another
going into the
lower
Greeks
high right
now.
here,
It's
this
so
could slide
volatile.
again,
It's
and
so
then
much
maybe
stronger than your
take it to
delta. In other words,
earnings,
what makes you
which is
money
May
for every dollar
22nd.
move that happens, that you're not going to realize that
So yeah,
much of a gain. But if you get something that's at the money or in the money for a small move like this and then get out, then you're protecting yourself against time decay. So that's another thing that I do when I trade. I never buy
but like I
contracts that are
said,
two-way out of the money
you
unless they're
want
a
to make
couple of
sure
days
that it
out
stays below
and I'm
890.
expecting a
Above
bigger move,
890 and
which
closes
I'm
above
day trading
890, and
or
nah,
I'm
like this
swing
is probably
trading.
going to continue to
But
go
if
up.
I'm scalping or looking for
But I'm
short
not
bursts
opposed
in
to
moves
some
for
sort of
10, 15, 20, 30
consolidation
minutes, then I'm going to always get closer
because
in the
what you
money
to
or
realize
at the
about
money to
NVIDIA
capitalize on
and, you know,
these
the move
little
that it's been
pops that we
having.
have, either
And
to
if
the
you guys
downside
know
or the
WOM at all,
upside.
you guys know
And
we've been
then
telling you,
when I
please
get
don't
into
short
these
NVIDIA.
trades, I
That's the
usually
dumbest
test the
thing that you
waters
could do.
by 1 or
And this
2,
was
3
back when a lot of
contracts.
people were trying to
I'll
short NVIDIA
never
during
go
that
5, 7,
2023
8
run. I was like, why
contracts
would you
in
short it?
deep
Like, this has
because
massive
I
momentum.
can be wrong. I can
Okay,
also be human
but if
and
you
make
look at
errors.
what happened,
But if
I
I'm
mean, even
able to leverage
previously
my
when it had
risk
that massive
with small
consolidation move,
risk
I'm actually
initially
gonna
when
go,
I
you know, a
enter the
level deeper here,
position,
just because I know a lot
then
of
I
people
have the
like
ability
looking at
to
NVIDIA.
average down
When it
if my
made
entry
its
was not
all-time, let's
ideal.
just
Let's say
do
if I was trying to go
the,
short and I
yeah,
enter right around the
let's do its all-time
509,
high,
well,
which
now
was
I have
right
to
here.
wait and see. And as long as we
I
stay
mean, it took
below this
68 days for
now
it to then
resistance line that
continue to
was
go up and
acting
make
as
that next low.
support, then I can still continue to
Okay,
hold
for
and then
here,
it'll reverse
I'm
and
not
go
gonna
back
say
down,
it's
and I
the
can
same
average
thing's gonna
down
happen
on
every
this
single time,
and
but
still come out
you know, for
winning.
here, it's
So
only
when I
being,
always
and
enter a
I don't
trade,
think
I
that's
always
the
enter
all-time
1
high.
or
I
2
actually think it's
contracts, maybe
right
3
this candle
contracts
right
max.
here.
And if my entry wasn't ideal,
I
I
mean,
can
for
always
here,
average cost
it's
down on those
been
contracts to
it's only been
offset the
49
initial loss
days.
to go back
So this
into a
consolidation
positive
period that
win.
you had from, you know, from the all-time high to where it actually bottomed out and then started making its new leg up,
Anybody else has any
it
questions or
gave you,
concerns
I'm not
about
gonna count
this?
right here, this is 2022 when the market was going down, okay? So whoever's like, bro, there's another leg. No, like in the bull
All
run that
right,
we've been
guys, if
having, in the
anybody else
legs
doesn't
that, in
have
the
any
leg and
questions, then I do
consolidations that we've been
appreciate
having,
the time that you
this
were
was the
here
leg,
with
you
me
know, when
to
the market
see
got
how
bullish
I
in
trade or
2023.
approach
This is where
SPY.
you had that
I hope it gives
consolidation.
you a little
It took it 68
understanding
days.
of what I
This
see
is where
and
you had the
why.
next leg, and it's only been
And if you
49
have any more
days now.
questions, you can always
You know,
feel
what
free
I
to
think could
DM
potentially
me
be
or
interesting is, does
write in
this
the
take
chat. I'm
off
always there for the
on
community,
earnings? And
and I
if it
appreciate the
was
time
an
that you
earnings
guys
day,
came
it
out
would
to
be, you
listen to
know,
what I had
around
to share.
70,
Hopefully, it was
76 days.
insightful, helpful for
So,
some
you
of you.
know, I
And
think
I
I think I
apologize for
think
the
it
little bit
has,
of
you know, maybe a little bit
issues
down,
we
maybe
had
more
with people
consolidation. I don't think it's just
not
gonna
muting their
boost up
mics.
from here and go
This is
crazy.
Metric Trades. I am
I
out, and I
mean,
appreciate all
I
of you.
think the
Thank you for
market,
being
I
a part
think
of this
money's
community.
rotating anyways. Now, Nvidia's gonna go much higher, but when? And you know, Nvidia contracts for 4 months out, calls are expensive. So, but yeah. Oh yeah, don't short Tesla. Tesla looks amazing. Let's look at EMPH. If you guys are not in the Discord, make sure you are inside of the Discord. My boy Mex just finished his live stream, man. His live stream, man. Okay. All right. If we look at energy, let's look at some energy. Oh my lord. I actually think energy is decently bullish. If we look on the daily time frame, this is hidden bull divergence for those that don't know. Oh no, this is just regular bull divergence. My bad. Regular bull diverging on a daily time frame, you have a lower low. This is making a higher low, so you know that bounce makes a lot of sense. And also, this thing has just been sitting here consolidating inside of this, you know, this flag, if you may call it. I don't know, but the main thing, if I was to look at something like EMPH and want to get back into it, is I would need for this to start making some higher highs. Right now, what you're seeing is lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So it's not giving you much momentum to the upside just yet. So that's what I'll be waiting for. And even if you wait for something like that on EMPH, EMPH is a mover. Like you can wait for that and still catch a pretty decent move to the upside. And I would definitely like to see this cross back above 122. So if it gets back above 122, I can see this being a whole lot bullish. I can even see it getting to 168 and filling some gaps to the upside, etc. But if you're bullish on something like this, you got to make sure it gets above 122. Okay, that's where I'd be way more interested in something like EMPH if it can get above 122. And if you look at, I mean, even April and March, this is where it has been a big rejection point. This is where when it broke down from here, it went way down, broke down from here, went way down, had some consolidation, went down again. So 122. Wait for it to break above 122 and then be more bullish on it. But anyways, if you guys want me to look at any more stocks, make sure you join the Discord. The link is in the bio. Make sure you follow the Twitter. DM me on Twitter. Also, retweet this tweet if you want to help a friend. Okay, if you want to help somebody, man, you gotta retweet this tweet. This is where we say if you want to maximize your rewards, focus on China small caps and crypto miners. We post the best setups on our Twitter anyway, so you want to make sure you're following the Twitter. And also, you want to make sure you're inside the Discord. Okay, so thank you guys all for tuning in. This is actually a really, really, really good live stream, man. I had a great time with you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We had over 190 people consistently watching, and I appreciate you guys. I had a great time. Thank you, and I'm out. Peace.